Borada! I'm back at the mental. Now mental, camera, record, equals car. Here we go. No sign of, well, albeit a Land Rover, but oh, they're speeding up. So yeah, I'm back at the mental. I couldn't make it last Saturday, so it's 2 weeks now since I've been to the mental. I'm starting to shake. I needed medication. So yeah, and funny enough, because of last Saturday, couldn't make it, I had a few comments. Where's the mental video? You haven't been to the mental. I was looking forward to the mental video. Why haven't you been to the mental? Funny, you gotta laugh. So anyway, obviously, basically, I'm back. So see if my mate's here. I'm a bit of hide and seek. So yeah, 2 weeks since I've been, I'll do the usual. Have a bit of a nat on the top road here. And mention it again, 25 years, been documenting the mental. Quarter of a century I've been doing this place. And I ain't going to stop anytime soon. So far, no sign of anything drastically different. There's no sign of my little yellow jacketed super security. Did I say super? Security. He is super. He's doing a super job. Doing a good job. Best thing, I've said it once and I've said it millions of times. Best thing they've ever had is put security, because when it first closed, they had security here for a year. And then for some reason they just went. And then all the vandals and the thieves and everything all moved in and nicked all the metal and everything. But and then security's back. There've been a few different securities, but there's 24/7 now security in this place. And as I say, best thing that they've ever done. It's amazing. And I've said this once and I've said this a million times. Absolutely amazing. No one's been seriously injured or killed in that place. Especially in the days when I was going back doing my tours a couple of years back now. And it was ridiculously dangerous then. So it's absolutely a death trap now. Roofs falling in and floors like paper, the upper floors like tissue paper. Yeah, danger, keep out. 24-hour CCTV. They have got CCTV in there actually. They got, well, not so much CCTV, they got sensors. So if you're wandering around the grounds and it'll ping, ding, and they'll know exactly where you are. So next minute security will arrive and out. So it's not so much cameras, it's sensors that they've got there. Anyway, I'm back. So it's nothing major to report. I am, doing updates, just updating you, just to say that there's nothing going on. So anyway, I'll pop down to the front gate and have a bit of a natter there, then down to the other gate they're using, and then I'll go down the cinder track, which is haunted. I remembered to mention it this time, so I'll see you in a minute. So here I am at the what was the main entrance. There was two entrances. One passes the nurse's home and the engineer's house, but this one was used the most. This was the front entrance. Originally there were no gates on it, but then they fitted gates then. But the days when they used to lock the patients in, they used to lock the gates then. So yeah, and this, if it ever gets round to doing these houses and the complex and what have you, this is not going to be used as an entrance. There's one down there with Jones Brothers have died, and the other entrance is going to be there. This is going to be all blocked off. I don't know what they're going to do, but it's a great view of the front buildings from here. But if there's any sign of my mate, had a game of hide and seek again. So that's the front door, and as I said before, the chapel was up there, and the water tank was up there. Used to pump it from a reservoir. I'm not sure where the reservoir was in the grounds, but they used to pump it, well, divert it from a stream from Garth Hill, and then from the Ustrad down the bottom there. Patients used to hand pump it, then used to pump it up into the tank there. But anyway, and the shoe was still there. So anyway, this was the main entrance in and out of the NWH. So I'll pop down to Jones Brothers entrance now and see what's happening down there. and then down the haunted cinder track. See what's happening down there. And that's where I saw the patient fell to his death there, come out the front door there. And he looked at me, he was in a dressing gown, pyjamas and slippers, and he looked at me and he started to go down the steps and he fell, bang, and we found out the next day he died. He was dead as soon as he hit the ground. And I was the only one that witnessed it. As I say, I've talked about all these things before on my channel if you're interested. Anecdotes, stories, information, updates, everything. 25 years I've been doing this now, and I ain't going to stop anytime soon. So, let's have another wander. Buildings I'm just passing now. They've all been sort of done up, and it's like flats and accommodation and stuff. That was the old mental farm. They used to supply obviously meat, poultry, eggs, milk, everything all to the, because the hospital was like a little self-contained village. They had everything. They had butchers. Well, they had the butcher in the farm here, but they had your big kitchens, tailors, everything, electricians, builders, carpenters, and you name it, they had it in the mental. It was like literally a self-contained village. But these buildings, obviously that's not the original. I think that is the original, or one of the original. And it was Pennant's Farm. But it closed, they had to shut it down because of a large fire. They lost quite a few of the barns and stuff and the buildings. And then they closed it down. But this is where it was situated here. And it had its own butcher and slaughterman. And as it says, you can see there's a little plaque there. Pennant Farm and Buildings. That's the original. And yeah, like I said, across over here, there was a large fire there. And they used to grow crops, and these big gardens and stuff. Crops used to grow here and at the front of the nurse's home. And it used to be pristine. Used to go down where I've just shown you now, the front gate, and there was roses either side. There wasn't a weed, there wasn't a leaf out of place. It was absolutely immaculate. When you see it now, it's absolute falling to bits, overgrown and that, but it was absolutely pristine is the word I would call it. So this is where Jones Brothers, this is where the other entrance is. That's if they ever get around to doing all these houses and business units and stuff like that, which is on the proposed plan. So yeah, this entrance and the other entrance, like I shown you earlier, is my mate here today. And just to give you an idea, if you're new to my videos, there's the front buildings there. And if you looked from here, probably roughly there would be the chimney. 100-foot chimney. And most of the patients worked, they had jobs. They'd work on the farm, they'd work in the kitchens, and the women would work in the laundries and places like that. And they even had a team of patients with the coal. They'd chip the coal to the correct size so it would fit in the boilers. And like I've talked about 1,000,001 times of the cinder track, the old waste cinders, because it was all heated as a network of hot water pipes. From one pipe situation where we used to cook the apples. I've talked about these 1,000,001 times. A window falling out there from the female 7A, 7B and 8 ward. It's hanging off. So yeah, network of pipes. They used to chip the coal to the size, and as I say, the old cinder track, that's the old waste cinders. They used to chuck them on the track and down the slope. We used to go there when we were kids. It used to be like that thick of black. It used to crunch. You could hardly ride a bike because you'd be like that. It used to crunch and it would be black. All the waste cinders, and that's why it's called the cinder track. And it's haunted as well. Almost forgot to mention that. So yeah, 7A, 7B and 8 ward, the Allied ward there. The canteen at the back there. There's the front buildings. And as I say, if you're looking roughly here now, there, you'd see the chimney. It'd be 100-foot, it'd be like that, 100-foot chimney. If you're, a circumference of a few miles, if you look towards the Mental, it's the first thing you'd see was the chimney. Couldn't miss it. When that got demolished or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, there's a window hanging off there, and there's few more slates and stuff gone on the roof. There was a window completely missing there on the allied ward. It's dropped out altogether. So yeah, there's no sign of him. He'd be in there. He'd be in there somewhere, my mate, Mr. Security. So yeah, this is the entrance that Jones Brothers are using now, and this is going to be one of the entrances. Hey, no, I thought that was Mr. Security then. No. So I'll be coming back this way, so if he appears, I'll get him on camera. He'd be in there, 24/7 security there now. And as I say, they've got sensors. You'd be wandering underground, you think, oh, there's no one about. The next bit, he'll either arrive in the van, or he'll just walk around the corner, because he'll know exactly where you are. But I've said it, now people are still asking, you know, what's it like to visit and stuff. Don't bother, especially if you're travelling, because people used to travel for miles. No, don't bother. If you want to know what it's like and updates, watch my videos. Like I said, 25 years now I've been doing this place. So I wouldn't, you know, I'm not telling people don't go here and stuff like that. But if you do, it's ridiculously dangerous and you'll get caught. And there's nothing to see really. It's just such a mess now. It's such a mess. Right, I'm going to head down to the cinder track now, which is haunted. Almost forgot to mention that. So this is it. This is the track that I have made famous worldwide. The cinder track, which is haunted. And as I said earlier, all here be black, the full length, and also used to tip it over the side there as well. The old waste cinders. But it used to be like that. It used to be thick with cinders, black, jet black all the way. And you could, like I said earlier, if you rode about, you had to be careful because you know the tyres would dig into the cinders and you could fall off it and that. But it was yeah, black, jet black with all the cinders. And as I say, used to chuck stuff down there. And there was a tip here, and there was a tip further on where they used to chuck all the old bedding and old beds and furniture and stuff. When we were kids, we used to come, not so much here, but it's towards it's the rugby pitch side of it. If you're regular to my videos, you'll know the cricket pitch and the rugby pitch. And we'd spend half a day rummaging through it. There's piles of stuff. We used to get the out of the, I can't remember where it was. It was the insulation on mattresses, I think it was. And it was like fiberglass, and that's what itching powder. You know, if you buy it from a joke shop, itching powder. That's what it is little fiberglass, and that's what we used to do to fill them. Get some of that, fill them with bags. When we were in school, you could sneak up behind someone and pour it down their back, and they'd be itching away. So that's where we used to get that from. Yeah, we used to tip it all down here, and like I said, there was a major tip by the incinerator to the incinerator towards the back there. Massive incinerator, used to burn stuff, but the stuff they couldn't burn, used to just dump it. And all here used to be all black with the cinders. But yeah, and also I've got a lot of artefacts, and I haven't got round to it yet. I've got a big bag full of stuff that I've found and collected over the years to do with the mental medicine bottles and pieces of porcelain, and it's got the stamp of North Hill Hospital on and all that. I've got loads of them, but I just need cleaning up because I've been digging stuff up. If you know where to look and you know where to dig, you find a lot of stuff to do with the mental. But yeah, I'll have to get around to that. It just needs cleaning up with a bit of hot water, and I'll take, you know, a set of photos and stuff like that. But I haven't got around to it yet. And as for the haunted cinder track, it is haunted. I've caught a couple of apparitions, and if you come here at night, I had the night vision camera. There was orbs, phew, phew, flying past the camera. But yeah, there's female 7A, 7B and 8 ward. The roof's going on it. Every time I come in now, there's a few more slates on that window there. See daylight through it, so the roof at the back there is obviously gone because you wouldn't normally see daylight through that window. Good solid floor on the top of that though. That'll still be there. It's not like some of the floors. Some of the floors are timber, and tissue paper is the word. You're just walking along and you just go straight through it. You used to bounce on it. And some you just put your foot like that, and you hold it up here. But that, on the top of that, is a really thick, solid floor. It's like a concrete floor. And here, this is where we used to come down on it. That wasn't there, it was all open. Down there is the pavilion. We used to come on our bikes, or we used to walk. So, yeah, and all these trees have been dumped here. And so, there's a bit of machinery there, and yeah, nothing going on. Canteens here. The chapel's at the back there, and the incinerator's here. You used to have a tip there, and down across the way, across the rugby pitch, the end of the rugby pitch. They used to, there was a tip there where they used to just chuck all the stuff. But yeah, nothing going on. So I'll head back, and I'll have a bit of it. Well, if I see Mr. Security, I'll get him on camera. You never know, he might give me a wave one of these times, because he knows who I am. He gives me the standoff quite often. He stands there like that, he looks at me, and then he'll wander off then. So he might give me a wave, you never know. So yeah, I'll head back, and like I say, I'll probably have a bit of a natter if I see Mr. Security, and I'll end the video on the top road. So yeah, it's good to be back. I was starting to get the shakes, starting to get withdrawal symptoms. 2 weeks and haven't been to the mental. Wow. So yeah, right, I'm head back to the top road, and I'll see you in a minute. Unless Mr. Security's about. You never know, he might give me a wave. Car pulled up then. May have been one of my fans, you never know. I'm just having a nose at the metal. No sign of him. See if he, I'll end the video on the top road there. Might be spotted from there doing his rounds. Give us a wave. I knew he'd make an appearance. Even though you see the gate locked and you don't see him sometimes, but I'm getting to see him quite often now. He's in there. Which way is he going to go? Oh yeah, he's playing hide and seek. He's playing hide and seek with me. He'd be peeping now around the back of them containers. Don't know why he doesn't want to come and have a word. Strange that. Oh, I can see him walking back that way now. So yeah, he's there. So if you're watching this, Mr. Security, give us a wave or come and have a bit of a chat. It'll break up your day. Break up the monotony of wandering around. But yeah, anyway, I don't think he will. I'm not holding my breath somehow. So yeah, and there's the skin they've put on the roof there. They may be keeping that, and they may be able to build over it, because that's not permanent. They did that, emergency works. 975,000 quid's worth of roof on that. But hopefully they won't have to rip it off. They're thinking that they may be able to, with planning permission and what have you, is to build over it. Because as I say, it's only temporary that, just to save the front buildings. Right, I'm going. There's solid floors in there too, and here, all concrete. But the ones at the back, they're like tissue paper. Absolutely lethal. Right, so no sign of Mr. Security, didn't give us a wave, and he's very unlikely to come and have a chat with me. So I'm going, so thanks for watching. If you're interested, anecdotes, history, updates, stories of the patients and my experiences and that, all on my channel if you're interested. And I've 25 years and I ain't going to stop anytime soon. And here comes a car. So, yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll be back. I'll be back.